Hello guys, we are waiting for Maheno. Vamos esperar a Maheno chegar. Yes.
Hi, Nehara.
Hi, Maheno, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm pretty good. What about you?
I
How are you
am,
doing?
I am so good, so great now that I can see you. I'm very happy to be here.
I can't hear you properly.
Okay, just a sec.
I think the mic is away.
I am happy to be here with you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay, I am doing great.
That's
Um,
great.
yes.
I was
Um, uh,
waiting for this interaction. I'm for such a long time.
yes, a long time we don't see each other. Maheno, the purpose here is to share international experience, is to share, how can I say, when you travel abroad, everyone has a type of feeling, fear, happiness, and I would like to you share it after you introduce yourself, okay? If it's possible for
Uh,
you, you introduce yourself. What do you do there in Pakistan? Tell us about your country.
all, Nehara, thank you so much for inviting me today because I think for me also, it was much awaited moment because I saw wonderful guests with you discussing about the diversity of the people and countries. So pretty glad to be here. Yeah, about my experience. All of the guests, I think they also talked about the factor of fear which prevails all of the people who visit other countries. Same was the case with me being a girl. I mean, it was pretty difficult to convince my parent first that I want to go outside my country because considering the situations, the gender biases happening around the world, I think parents, they are much more concerned regarding their daughters than the men around. So yeah, but my mother, she was convinced, and but when I went there in Egypt, I think I myself fell ill of the distances I sort of experienced because I was far away for the very first time, this much far away from my country and family. And I think it happens with everyone. That doesn't mean we stop traveling because the world is a book, and those who do not travel, I think they just tend to read one page. So I
Yes,
intend to discover all the pages and walk through all the chapters of this journey.
yes,
But it was a wonderful.
yes, I see. I always ask about it because many people don't travel because they have fear. They are afraid of going to another country that they don't speak the language. That's why I ask you to share, to show that okay, it's normal. You go abroad, and that's okay if you are afraid of something that could happen. And I would like to know how was how was this situation to meet people in Egypt? How did you feel about it? It was okay for you because we had a group there. I went to Egypt alone, and there I get with my friends, I like you and other people. I would like to know about this. How was it for you? It was okay?
Nara, first of all, because I myself belong to Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and being a Muslim, and the other country, Egypt, is also a Muslim country, though there is diversity of culture and people and ethnicities. But I didn't found much difficulty over there because the people over there were friendly, and especially the way they warmly welcomed me when they came to know that I was from Pakistan. So they warmly welcomed me. So that was such a rejuvenating experience for me because a girl who was already afraid that she's going miles away from her country and family as well. It was pretty difficult for me, but the people over there, they were quite friendly and they sort of, made me comfortable to be there. And also, I would really like to appreciate Isaac team leaders who really facilitated me because I still remember from getting my SIM card to each and every stuff. Those guys really helped me out with my stuff. So the culture
You
was rich over
helped
there.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, my very first
Almost
day.
the last day of my visit, I met you, and I'm so unfortunate, but I'm also glad that at least we met, and I really, really, enjoyed that a bit of time with you. So I think
Yes,
that was a wonderful experience. Yeah. I
yes,
still
it was
remember I
great.
was making something in the kitchen and you came and we introduced each other.
Yes, you offered me a glass of juice. Do you remember that? That I didn't know nobody. I was afraid. I was too
Hmm.
afraid there because I didn't know nobody. I didn't know. I don't know how to speak Arabic, and oh my God, I was hungry. I was thirsty, and you offered me a glass of juice. I can't forget it. It was too
I'm glad
nice
that
for
we
me.
created such a wonderful bond that even after 2 years we are here talking like friends.
Yes, it was amazing. That's why I asked you because I didn't know nobody there, and the first
Yeah.
time we had a good connection, and I think it's very special when we travel abroad and we have a purpose to be there, volunteer or not, we can be together. I think it's important, mainly nowadays, that we are a little bit separated because this coronavirus pandemic situation. And I think after all that we can do it, we can be together, we can do things. And we have an example that you are in Pakistan, I am in Brazil, and that's okay. We can be
Still
together.
talking boundary and there is no distance. Just a
Yes,
phone call.
yes,
And
yes.
it's rightly pointed out, Niara, that this pandemic has really made us to realize the fact that how leisure the time was when we used to travel and we were like just for hours at a distance away. So I think we have now realized that how the world has changed its patterns, and I think I miss that time more now because I remember that when I went there for first 2 days, I was only crying, but when I was coming back, I was missing Egypt already, and now because of the pandemic. I have even missing my starting missing my journey and my stay there in Egypt. So I think it was a wonderful and regal experience.
Yes, it was wonderful. And Mano, do you want to, not now because we are having these kinds of troubles, but would you like to have more international experience about studies or just like tourism? What do you think about it?
As I already pointed out, that it's like exploring a complete book, and I have just traveled one page right now because I have only visited Egypt, and I intend to visit other countries as well. I was listening to one of your guests. He was an engineer from Italy. I guess he did his masters from there, and after listening to him, I so want to visit Italy right now because I think it's all about life is all about traveling. This is what I believe because it's not only about traveling, it's about the people you meet, it's about the perceptions and conceptions they vary from person to person, and how our own thinking about a particular culture and a country changes when we travel. Like in Egypt, I heard a lot of stuff about Egypt before traveling there, and I was offered Turkey to choose between Turkey and Egypt. But at that time, I still remember I was doing my bachelor's. It was almost completed, and I was offered to study a course in Egyptian mythology. And that was something that provoked me or intimidated me to visit Egypt, because everybody was asking me, why are you not choosing Turkey? Why Egypt over Turkey? So I was like, there is a diversity, and I heard a lot of things about that. I read about their culture, their myths, their gods and goddesses. So I just wanted to go there and see and explore through my own eyes and my own self that what it is to be like over there. So many of the things which were I was thinking before changed during my stay over there. The people were so kind, so nice towards us,
Yes.
warmly welcomed and served. I mean, I really enjoyed, and definitely, Nara, I intend to visit other countries, not only as a plan of my journey book, but also to pursue my PhD degree, inshallah.
Yes, that's amazing. You said something that I also believe. Life is about traveling. Life is about people we meet on the journey. Oh, I truly believe that. That's why I really believe in connection at first time, friendship, and that's why I think we are here now. And
Exactly.
yes. Have you ever traveled? You said it was your first travel, international trip to Egypt. Have you ever traveled to another country after Egypt?
No, not yet, because after that, I think pandemic hit all over the world globally, and everything was shut down, everything was closed. So I have things on my to-do list and to travel list, but unfortunately, right now, till now, I have just traveled Egypt. But I think Mark Twain has rightly pointed out something that after 20 years, we will only remember what we couldn't do. So I think I
Yes,
just want to do stuff I think I cannot do, but I will definitely do that. And traveling is one of those things that I intend to do. And inshallah, I'll
yes,
travel more countries. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think, for example, I am 32 years old now. When I'll be 50 years, I can look behind, I look my history and say, oh my God, I didn't do this thing. I didn't
Yeah.
go to, I don't know, to many countries that I would like to go. And I think it could be the worst thing we can have in our life. Don't do things that you want, don't do things that make you happy. I truly believe that.
Exactly. And happiness is what counts the most. I mean, if you are doing something that is your aim, but you are not happy, it doesn't mean anything in the end, because at the end of the day you want to see how happy, how contented are you, or whether your aim or your ambition has given you a sort of a recognition or a regality or not. So I think life is all about choosing happiness for yourself, even a bit of it, but that's what counts the most. I completely agree with you.
Yes, yes, I believe that. Tell me, share what situation or feelings you had in Egypt that changed your point of view. I don't know, something that break patterns inside you. Do you have a situation or feelings or people that helped you to have another view of life?
Are you talking about specifically in terms of traveling?
No, yeah, because when I travel, I'm asking that because when I travel, something always happened to me. You know,
Hmm.
for example, I was in Egypt, I was afraid, I was alone, and after some hours and after some days, I was completely different. the day I was there, the day I arrived there. So Egypt changed me, for example, about group because I didn't travel in group. I always travel alone, and that's okay for me. But there, I made some friendships that changed it inside me. And after that, okay, it's nice to travel in group, you know. It was kind of affection, it was loyalty, real friendship, you know, and it changed my mind about it. Is there
I
some?
got you. Nara,
Okay.
talking about the barriers again, I think it changes and it varies from person to person. And
Yes.
being a girl, I think there are a lot of barriers and hurdles that we come across because I think our fears are 10 times than that of the man because of the society where we live and considering the global situation of the females. So again, I think you have rightly pointed out that the regarding grouping that it changed your mind. For me, I think I'm not an introvert person. I am neither an outspoken person, but um, when it comes to socializing, I socialize with the people I feel comfortable with. I have a very
Okay.
good social circle right now. But during my stay there in Egypt, I couldn't, make the first move. I wasn't the one. Because at that point of my life, I think I was out of my country. The very first thing that was a barrier, though it was Islamic country and I also belong to Islamic country, but still there was a barrier because the people I was staying with in my apartment, you also know, because we were from the same apartment, they were from Turkey, they were from Paris, they were from Algeria, they were from Nigeria. So their mentality, the thinking patterns, they were varying. So you never know what the other person would might feel like if you interact with them. So I always, during my stay there, I always gave people a chance to break that barrier because I wanted them to be comfortable with me. I never initiated. But here in Pakistan, I do initiate because I know people, they speak my language. I know what sort of thinking they are having in their minds and what sort of criteria they will follow when it comes to friendships or socializing. So, regarding barrier, I think I was very reluctant to initiate friendships because I didn't know what sort of people they were. They were very kind at their heart, they were very compassionate when it comes to interacting with me or welcoming me or facilitating me. But again, because there was a lot of diversity over there, people were from other countries having different backgrounds, and specifically our values were different. My set of values were different from there. So
Yeah.
it was something that was the greatest barrier for me because my value system, I would stick to my value system. Either I'm there in Egypt or I'm there in New Zealand or England, I will be the same as I'm in my country. I wouldn't change. Yes, I can mold myself according to the situations, but regarding the set of the values, I would always honor and follow what I belong to. So that was something I think that was one hurdle, but honestly, I never wanted to cross that hurdle. That was a boundary I set for myself that even if I'm traveling anywhere, I would be the same person.
Okay, that's okay. It's very
Yeah.
common. We stay in our limit, you know, and make other people feel comfortable. That's okay. Sometimes I didn't do the first step, but other times I did it. So that's okay. I think depends on the situation, depends on the people. There are open people, there are close to people, so we can feel it and do what we have to do. Mano, I would like to know about Pakistan, about your culture. But first, is Brazil in your list to visit it? Is Brazil a
Uh,
country that you would visit?
I you specifically refer to Pakistan, and we already had a plan that we will discuss about my country, because I heard so many people belonging from Pakistan talking about different myths, I would say. But there are so many positive aspects regarding Pakistan. Let me tell you that it's a great country having the diversity of multiple ethnicities. Here are people belonging from different religions, belonging to different backgrounds, having different value system, their traditions, their customs, even their languages. There are over 60 languages being spoken here in Pakistan. Can you believe that?
60.
60, yeah.
Oh my God. In Brazil,
But most
we have only one. In Brazil, only one. Yes, Portuguese. That's all.
there are 60 languages now. Imagine how many ethnicities and how much diversity is here present in Pakistan. Now you imagine the level of patience when it comes to Pakistanis, that they have such a strong stamina to and have that level of patience to bear these 60 languages, and we welcome people from all over the world. You know, Pakistan is one of the greatest spots, touring spot, and people from all over the world, they are paying visits to Pakistan. Even if you go on different bloggers websites and even you check the reviews, people are very happy about Pakistan, because the image, what I wouldn't name the country, what has been portrayed by them isn't the actual image, because Pakistan, it is a land of purity. Pak word, the word Pak itself is a Persian word, and Pak means it's pure, pure, and Istan is a Pashto word that means that it's the land of purity. So trust me,
Oh,
Nayara, I welcome you on the behalf of all of the people over here, that please pay a visit to us. I will be hosting you and you will be my guest, and then you'll come to know how beautiful this country is and how nice, kind, compassionate sort of people we actually are.
oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, I want to visit Pakistan. I have you there. I have really good friends there. I will. I am sure
Also,
about
let
that.
me tell you that the youngest Nobel laureate is from our country, Pakistan. She did something amazing for the education system, and we have the youngest Nobel laureate, the Nobel Prize winner from Pakistan. And if you come here, the climate varies from region to region. I mean, it's not 24/7 or all 12 months. It's not either winter or summers. We have 4 seasons. We have, 40% of the saucer balls are, being exported from Pakistan all over the world. So we have
No.
some great industry here. Yeah,
Yes, I didn't know about it. That's amazing.
it
Uh,
actually is amazing.
yes. It When I traveled to Egypt, I had never thought to meet people from India, from Pakistan, and it was a great thing that happened to me because I didn't know too much Pakistan, India, and we have a big distance between the countries that, oh my God, it's too distant from me, you know my reality. But I started to read some writers from India, and it was a magic experience because I felt that I was close to India, to with another part of the world, you know. It wasn't so distant for me because I have friends and we always talk WhatsApp about it, about our feelings, about hey, how are you doing? You know, and it is. I think we are more close now, and I would like to know how does religion work there? Does Pakistan have one religion? Is there only one religion, or are there more religions there?
As I stated earlier, Nyara, it's Islamic Republic of Pakistan. I mean, we got
Yes.
independence on the name of our religion because it was a subcontinent, and then the separation happens between India and Pakistan after a long, long period of colonization. So we
Yes.
know what price we have paid for freedom, and it was the basic thing was only the religion, that we have a
Mhm.
strong belief in Islam. So Islam is the guideline
Yes.
or the conduct for lives over there. But that does not mean that other people from other religions are not welcomed here. We have Christians over here, we have other minorities living in Pakistan and happily living in Pakistan. So we have some really good amendments even in our law system for the rights of the minorities. So government is really paying heed to their needs as well. So there are minorities over here. There are Christians and people from other religions, and they are welcome here. I mean,
Yes.
we only welcome them and treat them like our own brothers.
Yes, I asked you. That's amazing because in Egypt, it's the same situation. They are Islamic, and I could see some church, a Catholic church there. That's why I asked. They have space for other people as well. That's amazing.
Exactly, and else in religion, there are people from different sects, and there is no any such conflict that could flame up or fuel up anything. I mean, people over here are so good with their patience level. They are so friendly, and I would again say they are so compassionate. I'm not saying that I offered you a glass of juice, so that's why I'm referring to myself, but you come here in Pakistan and you will witness yourself that how we welcome the people coming from other lands and other countries.
Yes, yes, I could feel that. Really, I felt that, and it was different because before Egypt, I was in Turkey, and I stayed 6, 7 days in Berlin, New York, and I could see that people are different. People from
Hmm.
Pakistan, India, Egypt, Tunisia, they were very different. You are helpful. You make us to feel comfortable. You know, we have a how can I say? I think you are more open-minded. I don't know if it's the appropriate term, but I felt more than a real friendship because I was in Germany and I didn't feel that. You know, I didn't feel. I don't have any friendship from Germany because they are so not cold, but they live on their limits, you know. Uh, they didn't have
I
we
got
what
you.
we had in Egypt. It was completely different. So I am sure that what you say is true. I know that.
I'm really glad that you felt that sort of good vibe, good friendly vibe from my side. And I think that's one of, again, I think that's a success for me that I somehow presented a positive image of my country.
Yes,
So I feel
yes,
glad about it. With me, and you sort of built a connection with me, and even after 2 years we are talking like good friends, though we met,
yes.
I think the last night it was my flight at 2 a.m. and we met the same night.
Yes, don't worry about it. I have a good memories from Egypt, from you. Don't worry. And I still have the pictures. I still remember what we tell to each other. Don't worry. Hello, Fahad. Fahad is here.
Yeah, Fahad, is it? I got to know about you from Fahad because you guys visited pyramids together, and after seeing those pictures I decided to pay a visit to pyramids.
Yes,
So it was quite.
we were there. He just asked, "Hey, I don't remember. Does anyone want to visit pyramids?" Yes, I want, and I just went to pyramids because I really wanted. I didn't
Yeah.
know. Nice to see you too, Fahad.
Good to see you, Fahad.
Yes, uh, I am waiting for you, Fahad. I was talking to him, yes, about doing this live, and the schedule was a little bit busy, so but we'll find a time to do that. Maheno, I would like to know from you, would you like to visit Brazil? Have you ever thought about it?
Sorry, about what?
Would you like to visit Brazil? Have you ever thought about come to Brazil, to America?
Some very good tips about Brazil. I think all of our viewers and me as well, including me as well, we can really think about that.
Yes, come to Brazil. You have a place here, okay? Always.
Thank you so much. Honored. I feel honored.
Okay, and what do you have a word? Do you have something that you would like to share with people that don't travel because they have fear or
Hmm.
don't go? Um, they don't give one step, the first step to follow their dreams. Do you have something that you would
Yes,
like to
why
say?
not? I gave the best example that I could give that was about myself, that how afraid I was to travel. Even Fahad is one of my very dear friends, and he was with me. Still, I was sort of afraid and nervous that I'm going to travel alone, and what would happen, what sort of people I would meet over there. But trust me, after some time, I realized that it was the best ever decision of my life. Because when you travel, you break so many myths you already have had about that country. As I told you earlier, that I had so many misconceptions about Egypt. But when I stayed there, when I met with the people, it was changed. I mean, it was
Yes.
changed. I totally got a new image of the people and the country over there. So I would say that it's not only about traveling, but it's about exploring diversity of people. It's about the country. It's about the language, and above all, it's about your own experience. The sense of refreshment and rejuvenation you feel after you travel, it's sort of an experience that cannot be described into words. So for that, I would advise all of you to break this glass ceiling and to break all the myths, and to take the first step. Though it's difficult, but when you take the first, you yourself will find that you can take other steps easily. So you will create memories, you will create a social network. The beauty of traveling is about social networking. I mean, during our stay there in Egypt, do you remember we have had a sort of a WhatsApp group where
Yes.
all of the people from different apartments were added, and it was such a fun. And I remember how many times I forgot my keys, and how many times people had to come to rescue me. So I
It happens.
about working, it's about beautiful memory, it's about silly blunders, it's about kindness, it's about compassion, it's about the beauty of the countries, the landscapes you explore over there, the people you meet over there, the way you explore their culture, and you sort of develop a different understanding regarding the people, the country, the culture, their tradition, your value system. And I think the most important thing is that you develop a patience level to absorb what other people think about you, because there are so many people and everybody is thinking something different about you. And I
Yes.
remember during our last week, there was a fun activity that everybody was writing something about the other person. And I got some nice collection of messages over there. And I got to know that what those people were thinking about me. I mean, later when I came back to my apartment, I opened those letters and there were some beautiful messages over them. So I think I would advise all of the viewers to take this first step. because it's not only about traveling, it's a whole different, new, beautiful experience that you would definitely experience if you just take the first step.
Yes, yes, it's about experiences. It's about you. It's about people that you meet. While you were traveling, did you have um, self-knowledge? Did you travel inside you? And if it is, if you have it, if you had it, how was it? For example, when I go abroad alone, I know much more about me because situations happen. We have a bad situation and we have to deal with it because nobody can do it, only me. And how was it for you? Did you go inside you deeply? How was it?
Um, Diara, as mentioned earlier, that I did a course about Egyptian mythology, and that was the first thing that triggered me, that intimidated me to choose Egypt over Turkey. Secondly, about this individual experience that you are referring
Yes,
to, I would say that people have a very strong image of me that this girl is very strong, but I think girls are same inside, pretty, delicate, fragile butterflies, trying to adjust every situation. Same was the case with me. Let me mention an event here as Fahad is also here. Nayara, trust me, for 5 weeks, I was unable to locate my apartment, and my friend used to drop me every day over there after job. And he would come and pick me and then drop me. And one day, what happened? I told him, yes, now I remember all the cuts and streets and all the shortcuts. So you just leave me here, I can go inside. And he left me and he went to his apartment. Now, what happened? I was lost. I lost the track of my way. I sort of collected all the images that what were the, the proper signs or the billboards I remembered regarding my way, and I forgot, and I called him and I was crying. I said, "Come back, please take me to the apartment. I'm lost." But the moment he came, I was already in my street. I struggled, I thought, I remapped, and I revamped all the ways. So that was something I felt a sort of achievement, that finally after 6 weeks I remember the way to my apartment.
yes,
And that situations, through situations, you come to know your inner strength. And I got to know so much about myself even during my stay over there. I
yes,
got to know that how patient I can be with other people. Because when it's coming to roommates who were not from Pakistan, it's very difficult to have a roommate who is not from your country and who doesn't speak your language. But again, it was a beautiful experience, and my roommate became one of my very close friends. And I'm very glad that we met. She was from Algeria. Her name was Fatima, if she is here listening to us. I mean, I'm
yes,
very thankful to her. We really shared some deep emotions and deep feelings about life. Though it was not a prolonged stay, but still, I'm happy that I sort of developed that bond, and I'm very glad about it. So I think the journey outside was something really remarkable, but the inside journey is equally significant when it comes to traveling.
yes, yes. I agree completely with you because when I travel, I know more, much more about me. You know, like that you said, you can be patient. You discovered yourself. I think it's the point when you travel. You discover yourself. You explore yourself. You explore the world. I think that's amazing. That's
Yeah, it
really
actually is.
amazing. How was your job? How was your volunteer there in Egypt? You
Um,
taught children, right?
yeah.
Yes.
It was again, it was such a mesmerizing experience, and I still have connections with those teachers who are teaching over there, and over time again, they tell me that the students do miss you, and I feel so happy about that because they were the children from they were Syrian children and children from Palestine, basically. Some of them were being displaced, And I would really appreciate the school authorities who, sort of facilitated them, and who also provided us such opportunity to interact with those children who were displaced, because we left our country, we were experiencing somehow the same thing those children were experiencing. They left their country, and me, I left my country. So it was such a beautiful bond, and children, they are like angels. You can mold them to into anything. So it was a beautiful experience. Even if I was tensed because of being away from my home, children were the only sort of happiness. I mean, they were the only means of happiness. That whenever I saw those beautiful little girls and boys, and they calling you teacher, teacher, teach us this and teach us this, it was such a wonderful experience, and I feel so happy about that. I mean, I still scroll through my gallery and check those pictures being clicked with those kids. I think it was such a wonderful experience, because somehow I think we were sharing the same bond, being away from our home, being away from our own motherland. So I sort of built a psychological connection with those children. It was beautiful. May Allah bless them, all of them.
Yes, I remember that you were cooking for them. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
I cook.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm cooking for them the last day because I really wanted them to try some spicy, delicious cuisine coming from Pakistani land. So obviously, I was there to cook for them, and we offered that food to staff, and I hope they shared with the children as well.
yes, it shows that you have a strong bond between you. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yes. And was it easy? Because do you speak Arabic?
Not really, not really,
No.
but I think Arabic is something, our holy book, it's in Arabic, but unfortunately, because it's not our language, we usually speak Urdu and English here in Pakistan, and
Uh-huh.
Punjabi as well. So Arabic is something when we are offering our prayers, we have a prayer system in Muslim countries that we offer 5 prayers in a day. So when I'm offering prayer, I know what I'm speaking. That's in Arabic because I have memorized that translation.
Okay.
So, but when somebody is speaking Arabic to me, definitely I wouldn't know what they are talking about. So I think English is pretty good, because even when I was staying there in Egypt, we all connected on in the same language of English.
Yes. Yes. So, was your job easy? Was teaching to children there was okay for you? Because I don't know if they speak English, that you can understand each other. How was it?
Uh, Now, basically, my major is English literature. I mean, I have done my bachelor's in literature, and I have done my MPhil in English literature. So I was basically an English teacher over there. So because English teacher is bound to speak English in the class, and children are also instructed in a way that they do have to interact with their teachers only through English. And I am very happy about the fact that the children, though they were not much mature, they were like, their ages were between 10 to 12 or 14 years, but still they were able to build a connection with me. I was teaching them tenses, I was teaching them vocabulary, and we were drawing different sort of images on the board to make them understand. And I am very glad about the fact that they understood everything I taught them. And even if they were not understanding something, I think gestures are something, and your face expressions are something that other human beings can connect with easily. So I think that was something very basic, that even if they couldn't understood something, they understood that through my gestures and my face expressions. I mean, if I'm angry, they would know from my face that I'm angry. Even if I do not say them anything, even if I see them like this, they would know that she's angry.
Okay,
So yeah,
body
children are
language. Oh my God, I have body language. I remember now that I only speak English. I only spoke English in Egypt, And there are people that don't speak English, and I don't speak Arabic. Okay, and now that I remember that the human being understand other human beings, so it's okay. That it's one more thing that you can't, not you can't, but you have no excuses to stay in the same place because human beings understand human beings. You can travel around the world, and that's okay. You'll find a way to solve your problems. You find a way to be better. To know
Yeah,
people, to understand the situation.
not understand the language of a country, we would still connect at some level. I think that's so basic. We would connect on human level. We would know if
Yes,
somebody is in trouble. We would know if someone is angry. We would know if someone is happy or wants to initiate a friendship or something like that. So I think it's the instinct that works.
yes, instinct. Perfect. I have never thought about it. It's instinct. How changing the subject a little bit? How is Pakistan nowadays with this coronavirus pandemic situation? Are the people okay there? Did you get a vaccine? How is it there?
Um, Fortunately, if you have watched some Pakistani news channels or you have watched BBC News, uh, it's already like we have achieved such a good progress. I mean, the recovery cases are much more than other countries. Even if talking about our neighbor country, India, may Allah Pak give them courage and may Allah Pak heal their illness. But here in Pakistan, it's going pretty good because after the third wave, the situation is much more better, and there are only some 1 point something cases left here in our country. So it's all going pretty good. Yeah, even educational institutions are now opened, and marriages halls are open. All the schools are opened, and they are inviting students on tentative days. I mean, 50% students in the first 3 days of a week and 50% on the other. And I think we have switched to online education system, which is such a big achievement because we were not prepared for it at all. But I really salute all of the teachers and all of the people over there who stood by each other in the time of distress. And I think this pandemic really changed the thinking patterns on so many levels, on social levels, on
Yes,
economic levels, culturally, on human level. And I
yes,
think people have really, they have sort of connected themselves even in the pandemic. They are more concerned about each other. I mean, if I'm covering my face, it's not only about my safety, but it's also about the safety of so many people who are working around me. So everything is going to be normal soon, inshallah. And obviously, pandemic was sort of a new normal for the whole world, and we
yes.
have adapted new normal. And now, alhamdulillah, things are getting to the previous normal again. So pretty glad about it.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that. No, I didn't watch the news. That's amazing to know about it, and I agree with you. I think that's the point. This coronavirus pandemic situation is happening because I think we should stop, look inside us, look to ourselves, and look to each other as a human beings. Because the world was strongly complicated, so that's why it happens, I think. And
Yeah.
the people are more connected. I think there are two situations. The people who should be separated, and now it's the time that they have separated. They are separated now, and the others that are more connected now. You know, I think
But
this
I
pandemic separate what it needs to be separated and connect who is to be connected.
Again, it depends whom you want to connect with. I mean, again, mentioning that after 2 years, we are connecting on this level, even after the pandemic has hit globally the world. But I think the narrative of the people still the same about this new normal, because we have sort of adapted ourselves with the environment, with this new normal. Even I think if the things, Alhamdulillah, are getting back to the normal again, people still have this pandemic on their nerves, and I think they have adapted to this new mode of living.
Yes,
So, situation, I think that goes on with the life.
yes, yes. But I was thinking about those people that are afraid of. There are many people who weren't happy, and this pandemic situation helped them to take another way. To take their lives in another way. I think it was important to have it. You
You are
decide
right.
your own. Uh,
Yeah, you are very right. But again, there is another side of picture, because they are, if the 50% of the population is consisting on introverts, the 50% are extroverts who want to interact with the people. So I think again, if there are some people who want to stay indoors, there are most of them who want to go outside, live the life normally, want to interact with the people, want to hang out with friends. So again, I think it depends upon individual interpretation and individual
yes,
perception and perception about life.
yes, yes. I agree with you. And Maheno, I think that's it. I asked more than I was thinking to ask, and you were very, very kind with me, as always you are. I really appreciate this time we had together, and make sure that I always think the time we had together there. I sometimes look at the pictures, and it's a pleasure to be here with you again. And I'm here, okay? Whenever you want to come to Brazil, I am here. If you, I don't know, in the future, to meet in another country, in Pakistan, okay, I am able to do that. I am open to new experiences. I am really happy to be here. Thank you so much for your friendship, for your presence in my life. Thank you.
So much, Nayara, to you too. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of my friends over there in Egypt, over there in India, over there in Algeria and Germany as well. And a special thanks to you, Nayara, for having me on board and to share my experience and to speak out about my country and to portray some positive and some good vibes regarding my visit over there in Egypt. So thanks to you, and again, let me extend a warm invitation to you from the people of my country that please do visit us. I'll
Yes.
be definitely hosting you, and it would be an honor for me. Thank you so much again for having me on board.
Thank you. Take care. And when you need it or when you want, I am here, okay? Just send a message.
Thank you, honored.
Okay. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Kisses.
Bye.